Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see. We have still the winter weather in parts of the Northeast and in California and some other areas. So yesterday we had more snow in parts of the Midwest and Ohio, and today we still have winter storm warnings parts of New York, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, and parts of Western Maryland. Also in California, some winter storm warnings to Sierra Nevada and Central Idaho. We even have some blizzard warnings in parts of West Virginia there. Some freeze warnings in Alabama, Mississippi, and southern Arkansas, and some freeze watches northeastern Louisiana and parts of Mississippi and Alabama. Even some frost advisories in northern Florida Panhandle and southern Alabama, parts of Mississippi. So be aware. There's some a small wind warning southern Alaska there, and some wind weather advisories for western Alaska, and heavy freezing spray warnings. And some wind weather advisories northern Montana, parts of New York, Pennsylvania, and all the way down to South Carolina, and parts of Washington as well. Not there is still some flood watches in California, and some flood warnings and stuff, and wind warnings throughout southern Oregon, Nevada, Northern California. So be careful those areas. So let's just click on the blizzard warning here for parts of West Virginia. So they say uh, blizzard warning in effect until 10 a.m. Saturday. So winds gusting as high as 45 mile per hour and visibility below a quarter of a mile. For the winter storm warning, heavy snow is expected. Those snow accumulation between 12 and 24 inches. Northwestern Pocahontas and southeastern Randolph counties. So its visibility may drop below 1/4 of a mile due to falling blowing snow. Whiteout conditions are expected to make travel treacherous and potentially life-threatening. Travel could be very difficult to impossible. The hazardous conditions will impact Friday evening commute. Gusting winds could bring down tree branches, so be aware there. And that's there. There are also more here. So additional snow accumulation between 9 and 14 inches, winds gusting as high as 50 mile per hour eastern Tucker County until 10 a.m. Saturday, and some other ones here. There's one until 6 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday, Western Grant and Western Pendleton counties. So the heaviest snow, lowest visibility expected about noon today, midnight tonight. And yeah, so stay safe. The blizzard warning is there, the winter storm warning is those areas, and yeah, you can click on any other warning here to see the information like the frost advisories, freeze warnings, the winter storm warnings in the Sierra Nevada there, the flood watches. So yeah, be careful. So we still have those areas of heavy snow, parts of North Carolina, Tennessee, West Virginia, especially in Pennsylvania, parts of southern New York, not really New York City, but many southern New York there. But there might be some rain and even some mixed precipitation near New York City. Shows the heavy rain in California, still some flooding, a freezing rain or two possible Montana, like a little bit of freezing rain probabilities there. Shows some snow North Dakota, Montana possible, western North Dakota, northeastern North Dakota, and northeastern Montana. Some mixed precipitation across the west. Today for Saturday shows still a little bit of freezing rain in a part or two of central northern Montana. Some heavier snow Oregon to Idaho, and the Sierra Nevada in California. Still West Virginia shows some heavy snow, mainly in the morning. And the mixed precipitation parts of the northern Michigan, the northeast. So yeah, in the west still it shows snow all the way from Minnesota to Colorado. So be aware. And Sunday shows still a lot of snow there, from Wyoming to Minnesota, and southern Canada shows more as well, and like South Dakota, northwestern Nebraska, Montana. So be aware. Still northern California, some areas of heavy snow for Sunday. And day one, Friday, today still shows some heavy rain or snow parts of California there. that's near the mountains, so it might be snow, but there'll be more rain there too. It shows more in the northeast that rain there, especially the snow of West Virginia. It shows more rain throughout the northwest, some areas of the north as well. Day 2 shows more rain Saturday across the west, all the way to Southern California, some showers, and to Washington. Shows more throughout the northeast, especially in Maine and other areas. Day 2 shows some across the Rockies and more across California, some showers in the west. Day 3 shows some showers all the way down to Louisiana and throughout some areas of the northeast, and shows still some rain in California for Monday, day 4. So be aware. Day 5 shows more across a shower or two in the south central, more in the northeast, and some more in California, some areas of the west. Next Tuesday shows a bigger area of rain around Tennessee and the mid south in some areas. And next Wednesday, this moves a little bit further east, more rain there. So day 1 through 7 shows almost 10 inches in California, those areas there, and more across like West Virginia, Tennessee, parts of Maine, some areas. So be aware. The snowfall probability is high West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, parts of New York, and high across northern Washington, some areas central Washington, and the California Sierra Nevada there. So be aware, northwestern Montana, some other areas. Day 2 shows more across uh, some parts of northern Montana, western Montana there. It shows still a finger or two in Maine or New Hampshire, and shows more across California, the Sierra Nevada, and a finger or two in Nevada and Oregon. It shows showing a lot of probabilities, and there in Canada, like in Alberta, Saskatchewan, some higher probabilities too. And day 3 shows more northern Colorado, a finger or two in California, and yeah, day 4 shows some probabilities across the west too, and central Canada. And day 5 shows more across Colorado, some stuff in the Rockies, and potential in California, choose Sierra Nevada. Next Tuesday to Wednesday, day 6 shows more there across Colorado, a finger or two, like Iowa. Those are just probabilities, not accumulation. But yeah, there's some slight probabilities there. Shows maybe some slight probabilities next Thursday in the northeast. So be aware. Excessive rainfall are two areas of moderate risk: North Central California, more Northern California, near the Sierra Nevada, might be more runoff and some snowmelt, plus the heavy rain, and near the coast there too, the moderate risk. So stay safe there from flooding. Please be careful with flash flooding and everything, and stay safe there. And they do say here, long duration multi-day atmosphere river event has been impacting Northern California, finally beginning to become more progressive and start to wane intensity as a cold front just offshore the west coast advances inland and drives the excess of deeper layer Pacific moisture transports south and eastward. However, there'll still be one more day of locally heavy rainfall. Those expected to be excessive capable of driving locally significant flooding impacts, and the latest guidance supports additional 5 to 10 inch rainfall totals for 24-hour period ending 12 Saturday. The heaviest totals expected to be near the windward slopes of the Sierra Nevada, perhaps locally few coastal ranges in the Bay Area, where there has already been some heavy rainfall towards the last couple of days. So be careful there. The winter storm severity index does show West Virginia some spots of extreme in the mountains, and western Maryland shows some moderate, southern Pennsylvania a few spots of extreme. So be careful there. Some across New York and some other areas. Does show that Sierra Nevada has many spots of extreme impact in the mountains there. So be careful. Some are spots across Washington, Montana, and Idaho there, so be aware. It's mainly due to snowfall amount, but there can be some other hazards like ground blizzard, not really, but like the snow load shows in California, especially West Virginia, showing more snow load. Pennsylvania, blowing snow, some in West Virginia there, especially in the blizzard warning, shows more there in the Sierra Nevada. So be aware there. And yeah, let's see, they do say that for 8 hours snowfall, some more across the northeast, especially West Virginia there, southern Pennsylvania, some more snow. They do say close to 12 inches near Pennsylvania, near West Virginia, almost to 60 inches or even more, some higher peaks there. So be aware. In the Sierra Nevada in California shows potential more than 30 inches in some areas, the highest peaks, so be careful. More snow scattered throughout central Washington, northern Washington, northern Montana, North Dakota, parts of Oregon, and more in Idaho, and Wyoming, Utah, those areas. So be aware of the snow. The 24-hour max wind gust does show some higher gusts in the west, on the west, close to 70 mile per hour, even more in the Sierra Nevada, parts of Nevada and Oregon. Shows more there near like uh, in in southern Washington, especially western Washington and northern Oregon there, and some gusty conditions some parts of the east, especially in West Virginia and the Appalachians, and I think true in New Hampshire and some other areas. So be aware there. The temperature is still cold even during the days. Northern Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, some other areas, West Virginia, some 30s too. But tonight to Saturday morning shows some 30s, low 30s, all the way into Mississippi and Alabama, some 40s in Florida, 39, 36, some 30s parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and parts of the West as well, California, especially in Oregon, Washington, and some areas. Tomorrow, Saturday, in the afternoon, shows some 70s, southern Texas, and some 20s in the north, to 22, 27 in the high elevations of the west. Might be colder too, some 20s and 30s, so be aware. Day 2, Sunday morning does show all the way to 8 Fahrenheit in Montana, 7, 10 Fahrenheit, colder across northern central New Mexico, parts of northern Arizona, and the Sierra Nevada, as some things and potentially even colder in the mountaintops. Shows some 30s across the southeast, not southeast but the east there, some 40s in Florida, 50s, low 40s there. It shows something like 30s, a big area of the Appalachians and across the Midwest, and some 20s in the north, so be aware. And Sunday afternoon, still cold, very cold across the mountains of Wyoming and Idaho, and parts of Montana, all the way to Minnesota, and some colder spots in the northeast. But just some 70s and 80s hotter in the south there. And Monday morning does show all the way to -2 Fahrenheit, northern Montana. In some spots there might be even close to -3 near the border of Canada. It shows some like 6 Fahrenheit, 1 Fahrenheit, 12, 14, especially the mountains of Wyoming. But be aware, northern Montana, some very cold air coming down. Some 30s all the way to northern Texas, and some 40s there on the east, and some 20s and 30s the northeast again. So be aware. Monday afternoon still cold, some 17, 15 Fahrenheit in the north, some 80s in southern Texas, and some 70s in the southeast, and some 40s and 30s in the mountains still during the day. And Tuesday morning shows still some 0 Fahrenheit, 2 Fahrenheit, and it says -0. That's weird. 5 Fahrenheit, nice. So still very cold on Tuesday there. And some 34, some 30s all the way into northern Texas, some 20s the northeast. So be aware in those areas. And shows Tuesday afternoon still cold all the way to Iowa, some 20s and 30s, and some 80s in southern Florida, southern Texas, and still cold across the mountains of the west there. And Wednesday morning still cold, but not as cold as Monday. It shows some 4, 1, 0 Fahrenheit in northernmost Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, those areas. Very cold, much of the west there, especially in the mountains, so be aware. And for Wednesday during the day, still shows very cold in the high elevations there, some 20s, 30s, especially 20s, and some teens in 20s, northern North Dakota still. Montana and the northeast there. These are the max temperatures. Thursday morning does show some 20s the northeast all the way down to West Virginia, some 30s all the way down to Texas, and still some 10 Fahrenheit northern Montana, North Dakota, very cold across the west, California, the Sierra Nevada, and still shows during the day on next Thursday colder in some areas, but some is southern Florida, some areas there. So be aware. In Canada, we do have some warnings in Alberta for snowfall and a bunch of locations there. In all those areas, snowfall warnings. In Alberta, just a ton of snowfall warnings here. Goes all the way down in all those locations in Alberta. So just find your location here and click on snowfall to see the snowfall warning. A long period of snowfall amounts 15 to 25 centimeters is expected. So be aware you find another location here. Long period of snowfall 20 to 35 centimeters is expected. So uh, be aware. And if you go down to British Columbia, snowfall and wind warnings in some areas, some special weather statements, some areas too. Windy conditions expected, parts of Vancouver Island and like some other areas, and even Metro of Vancouver, southwest section, Sunshine Coast. So beware, some snowfall warnings and wind warnings in other islands there, in other areas, and snowfall warnings in the mountains. And that's and Newfoundland and Labrador, wind warnings, wreck house wind warning, very strong gusts expected or occurring, so be careful there. Nova Scotia, rainfall warnings and wind warnings, less south wind, and strong winds may cause damage are expected or occurring, so be aware. By the time you watch this video it might be different, but just be aware. And this link is in the description. Let's see. Snowfall warnings in Saskatchewan, a big area of Saskatchewan might taper off by Sunday morning, but 10 to 20 centimeters expected, especially Saturday tomorrow. More snowfall warnings, a big area of Saskatchewan, all those locations here. So yeah, be aware in those areas. So there's the system across the west and shows the system there. Some snow in northern Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Then this goes to heavy rain in California and shows this snow starts spreading towards like British Columbia and Alberta. Some more snow on Saturday, especially Saturday to Sunday shows some more central Saskatchewan, more scattered around Montana, northern Utah, Colorado, Wyoming. Still shows some snow there. Then it goes, shows northern Ontario too on Sunday. This goes there. Shows the European model showing more snow like Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, parts of Manitoba and Ontario on Thanksgiving on Monday. And still showing rain in California. Sunday shows another round of some lighter rain and snow, especially Monday shows Monday there. And Tuesday, such a more rain, Central California, some snow there, and still showing more snow across like the west, all the way from California to Colorado until next Wednesday. Next Thursday, the 28th, showing more snow in Colorado and a system in Tennessee and the southeast. So yeah, but we'll monitor that. Now, Friday, there's the snow in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, those areas. This goes, the European has a big system like some gusty rainfall, parts of Maine into Nova Scotia, and especially Saturday, New Brunswick, showing some snow in Quebec. Then this goes there. Still some rain Newfoundland, but by Monday, snow central Quebec there, showing more snow. The European does have this system on the 26th, more snow the north, more rain on the northeast, some snow behind it like northern New York, Vermont, Maine, and eastern Quebec. So we'll keep watching that. This goes. The European still has a big system like in Labrador and Quebec on the 27th, and some more stuff maybe later in the northeast. So yeah, we'll monitor this, but be aware there's the rainfall accumulation. There's show until next Wednesday, more rain across the northeast and some areas of Atlantic Canada, especially like Nova Scotia, some areas close to 95 millimeters, New Brunswick, some 81 millimeters, Newfoundland there, and some parts of eastern Quebec. So be aware. Across the west, shows some heavy rain in California, those areas close to 5 to 10 inches, and especially like shows some more the coast of Washington, and shows more like British Columbia, some more rain with those systems. In here does show like uh, some almost 3 inches and a half in northern Washington. The European does have those areas of California some 5 inches and almost 6 inches. The coast of Oregon too. So be aware. Does show some whispers in the south there. Maybe some storms later next week, as you can see until the 30th, until November 30th. So yeah, be aware. Shows more rain. Uh, this might be snow. Shows that snow there or rain parts of Saskatchewan, Alberta, and central to eastern Ontario and Quebec. Some more rain. Now let's see the snow. Most of this rain I just showed you will be snow across Canada. So shows more in Quebec, some 27 centimeters next 5 days, 29 centimeters. Most of Ontario, there's even some parts of southern Ontario, but not as much there. Shows a lot in New Brunswick, some 33 centimeters, 51. More across Maine, except the coast. Northern New Hampshire, Vermont does have some more near northern New Jersey, the European, close to some 2 inches of snow, 3 inches, especially like West Virginia, it has close to 12 inches, 13 inches, Pennsylvania. So be aware, northern, southern New York doesn't really show New York City, but like 0.1 is almost something. And if you go to northwestern Connecticut or some areas, does have this small trail of snow to like Kansas, to Illinois next week, but that's very slim. Shows more in Colorado next 5 days, New Mexico, Nevada, especially like in the Sierra Nevada, some heavier snow in California there, 45, 44 inches, and in Oregon, Idaho, Montana, some more, Washington. So be our northern Montana, parts of central northern Utah, western Montana. So be aware. And the European does have like some some 18 centimeters, 22 centimeters Saskatchewan and Alberta, southern Manitoba, some lighter no northern Manitoba, and shows more Vancouver Island there, some 8 centimeters, southern southwestern British Columbia, and more snow there. Something like in Yukon, northwestern territory, some lighter snow, and throughout central Canada. Not Canada, like in Alaska, shows more. Southeastern Alaska, not really, but shows some light drizzles, northern Alaska, and central to southern Alaska shows more. Shows some spots southeast and southwestern Alaska, but more like central Alaska. There's some, so yeah, be aware. This is mainly it. There's the GFS, shows more California across the west and across the east from like northern Tennessee, the Appalachians to Maine, shows more in Quebec and New Brunswick, even some Nova Scotia, western Newfoundland shows more. So yeah, be aware of that snow. There's the icon too. The icon is really intense in the Sierra Nevada. It's close to like 50 inches or something, or even 40, 45 inches, and has more across the east there. So, and it does have a lot like eastern Ontario into Quebec later next week. In Ontario, right by like Sunday to Tuesday, even today it shows some, and Saturday. So be aware in those areas. The winds shows stronger winds there in eastern Quebec, some areas in the northeast in the Appalachians, some higher gusts. This goes, the European does have this big system, some stronger gusts on late Saturday, some 103 km/h gusts, southern Newfoundland, some high gusts as well. Show like as some parts of New Hampshire, close to 40 mph gusts, 30 even more. West Virginia is still by Saturday there. Some areas of 50 mph gusts, 55, and there in New Hampshire like some 54 mph gusts, and showing some more like Wyoming, some 58, some other spots of Wyoming, the mountains all the way to 70 mph gusts, 68 southern Montana. So be careful. Those high gusts, Utah, Nevada, especially the mountains northern Utah. And if you're in the Sierra Nevada, really be aware of those winds, 73 mph gusts. So yeah, be aware. And l- later on does have like here Saturday, Sundays, still some pretty high gusts in Newfoundland, some 113 km per gust, 101, 91. So be aware of the high gusts there and not theirs. And in a specific point in time, Saturday night, the European, the icon is all the way to like 60 mile per gust or something, central New Hampshire. So yeah, be aware. But it's just one model. It might not be exactly like this. Does keep some gusty winds southern Maine and New Hampshire all the way until Sunday night, Monday morning. Central northern New Mexico, Colorado is all the way to 69, 70 mile per gusts. Some areas on Monday. So be aware. This goes and still shows, yeah, like today and Saturday, those like 70 or more mile per gust northern Washington, and like it has some bouts of Vancouver Island, some 95 to 113 km per gusts. This goes some mountains of central eastern British Columbia and southern Alaska, where they have those wind warnings, and northwestern British Columbia, southern Alaska. So be aware Sunday, this goes there. And yeah, maybe a gust wind to north northwestern territories and Nunavut by like next Monday and Tuesday, even later. So be aware there. And yeah, and now Friday there's those high gusts in Oregon, those areas there. And this is the icon. The Europeans is similar to, shows those high gusts across the east and the mountains of the west, especially like the northeast, Atlantic Canada, Saturday, late Saturday there. This goes and yeah, next week still like the European does have this system, the northeast again, next Tuesday the 26th, and then does have even some stuff in New Mexico, like on the 27th, the European. So better monitor these different scenarios. The GFS does have two some gusty winds today in Oregon, Washington there, so be careful. British Columbia, this goes, shows New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland, some higher gusts on Saturday, even to like Maine in some areas. The GFS is bringing some higher gusts in Oklahoma, for close to 40 mile per gust on Sunday, and then this goes there, and yeah, maybe some stuff central northern Quebec next Wednesday, showing some higher gusts near New York and Ontario on the 26th and 27th too. So we'll monitor that and be aware. And the temperature still very cold across Canada there. So it's like minus 14, minus 28, very cold until the south there. So, and also in Labrador and Quebec, those colder temperatures. And then this goes like Saturday shows those colder temperatures coming all the way down to like minus 18, southern Alberta, some areas on northern British Columbia, minus 26, minus 27, especially Nunavut, northwestern territories, and all the way to central southern Ontario, some negative temperatures on like Sunday. So be aware this goes there. The GFS does have on like Tuesday, Monday, all the way to minus 225 degrees southern Saskatchewan and Alberta, and then most of Ontario and Quebec. This goes there. Still some very low temperatures later. There's the European too, shows those very cold temperatures, Yukon, northwestern territories, and Nunavut to northern British Columbia until Sunday, Monday. Still cold after that. In Nunavut, we're very cold as well, and does have those areas like central southern Alberta, Saskatchewan, those colder temperatures there, northern Manitoba especially, and then yeah, it does have a big wave of cold air, like northwest and northern Canada on the 28th or something. Then this comes down. The European has this big cold air coming down, like all the way to minus 27 southern Saskatchewan on the 29th, and some big cold temperatures there. So yeah, be aware in those areas and stay safe with the wind, the snowfall, and the warnings there and everything. So be aware in the northeast, the snow there, and yeah, so be aware. They had some lake effect warnings yesterday, but I think it's gone now. But always be aware near the lakes too. the snow and everything. The fire outlook is elevated parts of central Florida, uh, because of some more winds and stuff. So let's see. Pronounced mid-level trough project into the Atlantic as second mid-level trough impinges to the west coast today. Ample precipitation accumulations should accompany both mid-level troughs on the west and east coast shorelines, reducing wildfire spread potential in these areas. The surface high pressure also supports cooler surface conditions, minimal fire spread potential versus central U.S. The only notable area for fire where the concerns across northern Florida Peninsula. Here, northwest surface flow with imposed cold front environment will support 50-mile-per-hour gusts, no 50-mile sustained winds, and amid 20 to 25 to 35% relative humidity by the afternoon peak heating. So, given at least marginal receptive fuels available for the wildfire spread, elevated highlights are being introduced. So, be aware and no crazy storms next few days. Some stuff across the west today as a storm or two, shows more in the northwest tomorrow, and day 3 no storms. So yeah,